The elements of language. At the highest level, we have pragmatics and discourse. Pragmatics are the rules that we use for language in communicative and social linguistic contexts. Discourse is how we understand and explore spoken and written language beyond the sentence level. Let's dive in further to pragmatics. There are 4 components of pragmatics. We have phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. Phonology are the basic sounds that a language is constructed with, called phonemes. Morphology are the rules of word formation using the smallest meaningful units of language, called morphemes. Syntax is the structure of a sentence, including the arrangement and function of the words. Semantics concerns the meaning of words and phrases. Let's look at these in a little bit more detail. One of the components of phonology is syllables. Syllables are constructed from onset and rhyme. If we think about the word pizza, it has 2 syllables, and each of those syllables has onset and rhyme. The first syllable has p and e, p. The second syllable, tsa, has ts and tsa, pizza. So we have 2 onsets and 2 rhymes for that word. There's also rhyme, spelled R-H-Y-M-E, which refers to when 2 stressed syllables sound alike. For example, I like to make a rhyme, I do it all the time. I find syllables that combine, and then I put them at the end of each line. Alliteration is when the initial onset of each word is heard over and over again. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore is a tongue twister that uses the S sound and the SH sound over and over to make it confusing to say. Morphology has 2 basic components, derivation and compound awareness. Derivation is the awareness of a base word and how this base affects the meaning of the affixes that are applied. For example, happy is a base word, and unhappily and happiness are derivations. Compound awareness is the ability to distinguish between linear structure of words where one serves as a modifier for another. For example, bee grass versus a grass bee. Semantics refers to the various definitions and usages of words, as well as the relationship between words. There are homophones and homographs. For example, I went bass fishing with the bass player in my band. Bass and bass are spelled the same, but they have different meanings and they are pronounced differently. Those are homographs. 2 passengers are one too many to comfortably fit in my vehicle. The words two, and two sound the same. They are homophones, but they have different meanings and different spellings. Lastly, we have syntax. Syntax talks about the 9 parts of speech, how those parts of speech are arranged into phrases, and how those phrases are constructed into clauses, and how those clauses are constructed into sentences. For example, let's talk about the sentence, I went to the store, but I didn't go skydiving. That sentence has 2 clauses. The first being, I went to the store, and the second being, but I didn't go skydiving. There are phrases that make up each clause, and they can be divided in different ways. For example, go skydiving is a phrase. Didn't go is also a phrase. Didn't go skydiving is also a phrase. Each individual word can be identified as one of the parts of speech. For example, skydiving is a noun. Go is a verb. Thank you so much for checking this out. Have a good one.